Welcome to Nobody Knows with Joey Johnson, powered in part by Deep Wax Productions and Classic of Denton.
Cool. While I am trying to look for things, hey, yo, people, we are here. This is Nobody Knows. I'm Joey. As you don't hear, there is no ad-libbing going on right now, meaning Richie is gone for the day. Where he's at, I'm not entirely sure, but he took the money and ran, so congratulations, Richard. All right, here we are. I'm looking, so this is the sponsor thing. You guys know that. You've listened enough, but what is this event that our sponsor told us to plug, because I can't find it? And Kirk, this is the sponsor part, but you can talk now. You're co-host, essentially.
Hey.
Fill in time. All right, so Mark told me, he texted me, sippin' for sunshine. I can't find that.
Sippin' for sunshine.
Jake, can you see if you can also find that? Well, just because I cannot seem to. Sippin' on Sunshine is a restaurant in Dallas, Texas, but they are not a sponsor, so I won't plug their business like I just did.
If anything, don't.
If anything, avoid that place entirely.
You want us to talk about you pony up the cash.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, guest host who doesn't see any of it. Sippin' on Sunshine, take that. Unless you want to be a potential sponsor, then you can reach me at joekellycoffee@gmail.com. That's because I haven't changed my email.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
At netscape.com.
What is Netscape?
Exactly. It was like the first internet.
Was it really?
I have no idea.
Why do you know that? Is that really a thing? I don't know, man. All right, I'm looking at Bearded Monk. Sippin' for Sunshine, go to it. I'm assuming it's at Bearded Monk because it says Sippin', and Deep Wax always does things at Bearded Monk. I'm assuming it's this weekend. Jake, do you see anything over there? Cool. Well, I'm going to text Mark right now, and we'll plug it after the show. But Deep Wax Productions is a local production promotion company who normally has event pages up as a promotion company, but we can't find one right now. But look them up on Facebook. It's Deep Wax Productions. They throw, shows, music, comedy, really whatever, variety shows all over the area, especially at their home location, the Bearded Monk. A lot of things that promote charities for the local areas, local artists, all kinds of things. So look them up, Deep Wax Productions. Do that. They're our sponsor, and we will plug Sippin' for Sunshine, which you can look out for in the near future, I'm assuming. We'll plug that at the end of the show. This is episode we don't know because we never count. It's becoming a reoccurring bit. Nobody knows. Yeah, there's also like a car place or something. I don't know.
Just nobody knows anything.
I haven't seen that money. Let's do this. Song plays. I don't even know why we do the song anymore. Just adds like a weird legitimacy, you know? You're like, yeah.
I've started to know too much about the show. Get rid of it. I don't want to know.
We can't find the event page. Sin. Every good show has to have a song, right?
Yeah. Easy into it.
Right.
Just kind of feel it out.
I think it's a pretty good vibe for the show.
It always puts me in the mood. It's just like a real nice, chill, relaxing kind of okay, yeah. Let's take it down.
And I sit here and I'm like, yeah, it gives a good vibe to the show. Like, we really put in thought to it, but I'm pretty sure it's the first beat Richie played. I was like, yeah, let's use that. So
behind the scenes, I didn't know I wanted to know.
Absolutely, you know, we're nobody wants to know. That's what the behind the scenes.
That's how it got its name.
Yeah, that's the behind the scene. That's the
any movie when they say the name of the movie.
What's up, dude? Speaking of movies.
Speaking of movies.
We'll plug away early.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
Movies at
tomorrow?
the Monk. Yeah. Oh, my God, yeah.
You're not ready?
No, so if you don't know, we do Movies at the Monk at the Bearded Monk.
How many have you done?
This is going to be our third one.
Okay.
Yeah, we started doing them. First one was Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Second one was Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, which was...
Which Mummy is that?
It's the third one.
The third one. Is that with The Rock in it?
No, that's the second one. The third one is
Scorpion
the one with,
King with The Rock.
Yeah,
okay.
Third one's with Jet Li.
What?
Did you not know that there's a third Mummy movie?
I think I knew.
In China?
I might have not. Oh, no. I did not know this was a thing.
My God.
What's it called? Oh,
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. And so Movies at the Monk, what we do is we play a movie, we watch the movie, me and a guest. We just talk over the movie. We make fun of the movie. We have fun with the movie. I personally...
So you mystery science theater kind of?
Mystery science theater, less scripted. And I, as host,
What do you mean
suffer
less
through.
scripted? Like, do you watch it before?
That's the thing. Yeah. So what I do as
Spoiler.
host is I will watch the movie several times throughout the week.
Wait, Brendan Fraser is still in the third one?
Mm-hmm.
With Jet Li?
And I'll research the movie, and I will give you fun facts throughout, behind the scenes.
Okay,
I'll
that's
learn.
cool.
I'll learn about the movie. We'll quiz everybody about how much box office.
Well, because for
Made-
North Texas Comedy Fest, we did something similar last year, but it was during the day, and we did, like, Dalton threw a thing like that for
Yeah.
Space Jam, because Dalton has quite some very hot takes on the movie Space
Oh,
Jam that
God,
I was
can
unaware of.
imagine.
I'm watching this trailer, by the way, and this looks terrible and
While
great.
watching that, know that they had signed the principal actors, and were gonna do a fourth one in Peru called Mummy: Rise of the Aztecs.
Oh, my. So
Antonio Banderas was slated to be the villain.
No way.
Yeah.
Why are these not still
100%.
happening? This is the Fast and Furious I want. This is
Well-
the you know what I mean? Like, these are the...
Oh.
I need more.
Here's the thing: watching the movie, it's a terrible
This
movie.
looks good, bad.
Yeah, no, watching the movie, it's a terrible movie, but Brendan Fraser, you cannot fault him in any part of the movie. He is delightful throughout, and
Yeah, Brendan Fraser's super 90s likable.
Yeah.
You know?
I say bring back
All you can
Fraser.
fault is the haircut that's still happening right now.
Mm-mm.
But, like, what else did he do?
He works it though.
He has the butt crack dude, man. The one that just cuts right down the middle.
He
You know,
works
like,
it though, because every once in a while it gets like disheveled when he's.
Did
in
you
the
ever try to
action
do that
scenes
in the
and stuff
90s? This
No.
hair? I remember.
The old Sean from Boy
Sean
Meets
from Boy
World.
Meets World. That's who I
Mhm.
like. I was like, dude, I want to look like that. And I remember
Everybody
trying it, and my parents just made fun of me like all day at dinner.
He was
I
the cool,
remember that.
edgy kid in town.
Yeah,
he was delightful.
Yeah, he was like an orphan, right? Or
No,
he had a really. His dad was a piece of
Piece of
garbage.
work.
Yeah, piece of work. That's who was his dad? Who played his dad again?
Oh God, I don't even know. My friend
Did John Good or did it someone? It was no. It was one of those fat '90s guys.
Oh, I know who it is. I don't know his name, but he was
Sean. What was his name? Matthews.
Yeah, Sean Matthews. He was in
Dad.
an Adam Sandler movie, I want to say.
Boy, and his dad was like, "Argh,"
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
real.
yeah. No, it's right there. I can picture his face.
It was Sean Hunter. It was Corey Matthews, not
Corey
Sean
Matthews,
Matthews.
Hunter.
Sean Hunter, dude, that is such a great show. Have you watched it like
Oh,
in
yeah.
like recent?
Oh yeah, no, it
it
holds
holds
up.
up. Exactly, dude.
It holds up. It also did you see?
Chet Hunter. Hang on.
There's a spin-off, Girl Meets World.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that,
Yeah.
but I mean, is it good? It
It's
can't
good.
be
It's good to see Corey and Topanga,
It can't be good.
but they're
Blake Clark is who played him. Let me pull
Yeah.
up Blake Clark really quick. Jay, can you pull up a picture of Blake Clark at all?
Blake
See her on
Clark.
IMDb over
Yeah, there he is. Like that's
Yeah,
the face.
that
You know that
dude.
face.
Right, he was just in a bunch of '90s movies.
All Adam Sandler movies.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which for movies at the monk, I don't, like. I want to steer away from comedies.
You're right.
'cause
51st
for the most
Dates,
part, they're
Chuck
like
and Larry, Waterboy, Little Nicky.
yeah, they're supposed to be funny, like a comedy. But if you watch a
Yeah.
bad comedy and you're trying to make fun of the bad comedy, you're like kind of kicking a horse with its down. But there are some movies that just beg to do it, and I think an Adam Sandler movie needs to be.
It's
put
like,
up.
yeah, there's some. It's weird too because there's some of those movies that they're intentionally can't be bad.
Oh, yeah.
like funny.
And that's
But also some like that would still even be easy to make fun of, or is that just a layup? I don't know. It's weird
And
because
weird
there's some movies I
balance.
can think of right now that like
Good bad movies that are fun to make fun of because they tried that. So like I don't want to do like a Sharknado. I don't want to do anything that's
No,
on purpose
no.
campy. I want movies that gave it their all, but
You should-
just
I mean,
didn't work
Did
out.
Leprechaun ever take itself seriously?
And that's one of the ones that just rides that
It's
line
like right
so
there.
hard.
You
I
know
would
what I
say
mean? It's a
Leprechaun.
tightrope.
Leprechaun 1.
Kind of like Tusk too, because it was
Oh.
intentionally like that.
Yeah,
you know what
I
mean?
wouldn't. I wouldn't do Tusk, but Leprechaun 1. I think they really tried to make like.
Couldn't do it with Human Centipede. Too easy, you
Right,
know.
especially the second, third. The second
some
kind of
Tales from the
rode
Crypt
line.
stuff might be kind of cool.
That'd be good. But starting October, I'm doing nothing but horror movies for Movies at the Monk.
I got that '60s Godzilla vs King Kong DVD if you need it. It's like
Yeah.
a really good one. Oh, dude, that one's like super controversial too.
Is it?
Because yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure it's all like Asian actors, and there's a scene where they go to the island with King Kong. And if you
Oh,
can
no.
imagine how
Oh,
they
no.
racially try to portray the Islanders with Asian actors, it's super offensive. And they like give all the Islanders cigarettes, like barter with them for their lives.
Oh,
And it's
boy.
literally a scene of this little kid racially portrayed as an islander smoking a cigarette.
Ooh, boy.
And it's so problematic, but it's also like it was just the times then, and it was weird.
Oh, boy.
But there's also really good, like, funny bad acting parts, you know, and anything with dubbed in like voices, you know, it always mismatches the language.
I'm
like the mouth
I'm
always
so on board for those movies.
Oh my god, dude! I love old campy like Japanese horror monster movies.
Mm-hmm. There's some really at the Tojo. Is it Tojo? Toho. I don't know.
I don't know.
They did great work like back in the 50s.
I mean, that brings up the Meg, because I went and watched the Meg with you guys, and I passed out
asterisk
like halfway
next to I
through.
watched the Meg with you guys.
Yeah, like I fell asleep. Hey, I watched half of it. And there were parts where they I felt like they were trying to do an ode to some of those old horror movies.
There were so many scenes that were taken like an homage to it
Yeah,
and stuff like that. And
yeah.
every time you're like, oh yeah.
And they had the two stereotypical like Japanese characters, and they had
Mhm.
the subtitles, and it like felt like an old monster movie.
Right.
But the thing is, when it's placed in modern time with like this great camera, like I don't know, it doesn't do the same.
It's out of place. It's weird. Like
it's awkward.
You can't do like that. I will say though, saying like you can't do those old 70s style like bad good movies or anything like that. Black Dynamite.
I haven't seen Black Dynamite yet.
It does it so well.
Also,
like old blaxploitation movies.
What is that old? There's that Netflix series. It was like something Force 5 or something. Did you see that?
Oh yes.
And it's that adult series, and it's like the spies, you know, but it's making fun of those all. No, one of them's Australian, one of them's an American,
that's right,
one of them's they're all from different they're like a United Nation, and it's always the same bit too. They do that same bit up front where he always there's their boss is that dude in the eagle head. And it's really weird, and they film it old school, and they dub the voices in, so their voices are always mismatching, but it's filmed in, like, 2015, you know?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why.
Fab Force 5? What is that
I can't remember. One of my favorite throwaway jokes from that show was he was flipping through a magazine called Sensible Chuckle, and he just goes, huh. It's such a throwaway line, but I love it. It's just it's even a GIF. It's just perfect. I don't know.
I would need to find that, too. Fox Force 5?
I don't know. It was was it on Adult Swim? I want to say that's where I saw it.
No, Fox Force 5 is the Pulp Fiction.
I really can't remember.
All right, hang on. Adult Swim spy movie parody show?
I know. I found it on Netflix. I don't know if it was on Adult Swim or not.
Well, Archer, of course, is the first thing that came up with what I typed. Man, why can I? That show was so good.
Weren't they like fighting Nazis throughout the whole thing too?
Yeah. The first, like there's a lot of a Hitler. There's a Hitler character that's like heavily involved, and dude, it was so funny.
Did you ever see Kung Fury?
Is that the same as Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
No, Kung Fury. You would know it.
I've seen.
The actual scene from the movie is Hitler calls the police station and then starts firing a gun through the phone, and it starts just going through the...
Dude, I have seen Kung Fury. Okay, yeah I know. It's like 30 minutes long. Yeah. It's like a really short movie.
I think it was like a David Hasselhoff music video, and then they made it into a full movie or something.
He's in it, too. He was in the...
Whoever's watching this is probably losing their minds. Like, that's not how it started.
I'm pretty sure I was really, really, really drunk when I saw this. But I remember
my God. I'm such a huge fan of Kung Fury.
Oh, man. See, I love that stuff, though, dude. There was another one that was a little more serious. That kind of reminded me of, like, Mad Max-ish that they put on Netflix. It was, like, something boy. Astro Boy. No, it was something close to that, though.
That sounds so familiar.
Yeah, and it was like a post-apocalyptic thing, and he's riding around on the bike, and he has that little shooter thing.
Oh my God.
What was it? Really, it's just that Stranger Things effect, where it's the nostalgic, like 80s kind of.
They did it was so low budget, and but they leaned into it so hard.
Oh, absolutely! And you just put some lazy synth music, you know what I mean, up front, and it's like perfect.
I love that. Once you hear that synth music, though.
Oh, dude, it's great. Who else have you seen It Follows?
Yes.
Where it's like the horror movie where it's essentially an STD, but it's a ghost.
Yeah. It's so good, though.
Yeah. And they leaned into that 80s thing, like 80s horror thing super hard. And it was actually still scary because, you know, the pink and like dark lighting and it's like kind of
one of the
practical effects feel that like the Sam Raimi kind of thing.
Yeah. So anytime I'm watching a movie, I'm always on IMDb looking up like facts about it. Like mid movie, I'm just like researching the movie, and they purposely did not put a time period to that movie. if you notice,
So
like
it follows.
yeah, she just to kind of not pin it down or anything. Like the one of her friends is using like a flip device, like just like finger scrolling through it, but then their TV is like from the 50s. They
Right.
purposely threw in just different era
It's really
things.
cool, too.
And didn't want it pinned down or anything like that. Camera. That's one of those movies. Camera like.
Did they even
Every
ever
time
say
you
where they
watch it-
were? Did they ever really even give you a setting?
I don't think so either. They wanted it as vague, like as far as like
whole nother universe.
settings wise, vague.
Yeah.
So it was just in the story the whole
Right.
time. It was so good.
A world where instead of STDs, ghosts follow you around after.
Right. It was oh my god, it was so
After
good.
one night stands, you're followed around. Dude, it was good too.
And that's one of those movies
Oh, and the
that
ghost can't like go. It has to walk. It
Yeah, it
walks
just-
to you.
just slowly walking towards you.
So
and,
if you
and what's
hooked up
great
with a
about
partner or whatever, you could move to China and it will still walk to China. It just
Mhm.
takes that long for it to get to you.
but it'll like walk. Like I think I was listening to the director talk about it. It'll walk onto a plane and then land and then get off the plane. Just keep walking towards you. It's a ever creeping thing towards you. And it was even if you watch it again and then look in the background of the movie, you will constantly see something that you didn't notice, where somebody's just like walking dead to camera.
Right.
Or like dead to the person, and then they're not even acknowledging it. They're not acknowledging the
It's
monster or
just
anything like
happening,
that.
yeah.
They're just talking, and then something creeping towards the character. You're like, get out of
That's
there.
another ode to old horror movie. You know, the whole Jason, like Michael
Mhm.
Myers effect, where they would. I mean, Jason
Ugh.
ran a little bit more, but just the walk, the Michael Myers walk, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
like. There's just entirely more menacing when
So
someone is
good.
not in a rush to kill you, but they're like, "Hey, I got this."
So good. I'm so excited for the October movies where we just do horror movies, because there's so many good, like not great but
Do you
fantastic.
have any in mind that you want to say?
We were talking about Leprechaun, and I think Leprechaun 1 would be really good to do because they
Because they tried to take that one
They-
serious.
yeah.
They wanted that one to be
the
scary.
first
and then
one that they were wanting a franchise.
Because number 2 is what, Leprechaun in the Hood or whatever.
That was fourth one.
Fourth? I didn't even know there were that
well,
many.
no. I think there was 1, 2, 3. Then 4 was in space, and then 5 was in the Hood.
Uh-huh.
He went to space before the Hood, which is screenwriting, right? Bizarre.
Man, what is it? There's what is the M. Night Shyamalan one I hated? That would actually be a good one.
That's vague.
That's very vague. I know. Give me some M. Night Shyamalan.
He did a few that were like he's been
The
doing,
one where like it like
he came back. He's been
there's
doing good.
yeah,
work.
but I'm talking about the one where there's like the thing in the air or whatever that the people
The
are in.
Happening.
The happening.
Happening would be
so
pretty
bad. Just the guy that stands in front of the lawnmower.
How you doing?
Yeah.
I'm
I
Mark
don't.
I'm Mark Wahlberg.
I'm pretty sure when. Actually, I don't know. Me and Lauren always get in the same argument that because when we went to a movie in high school,
Mhm.
and me and her got kicked out of a movie for laughing too hard at it because it was just so bad.
Please tell me it was The Happening.
It was either The Happening or The Orphan.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I remember the orphan being. Well, I don't know. But the orphan. I remember that one where the twist was she wasn't an orphan. She was a 30-something-year-old woman who just had a disease where she
So
looked
stupid.
yeah,
They just
it was,
Benjamin Button. Andy Milanakis.
Andy Milonakis. That was the elevator pitch. It's like, what if Andy Milonakis was an orphan killing people?
It's like the South Park bit of the Awesome 3000 bot when he's in there pitching the
Oh.
hall. Adam Sandler falls in love with a coconut. They're like, it's genius.
Oh
yes.
my god.
It's just Andy Milanakis. Those are about to be my new movie pitches.
Movies at the Monk might accidentally turn into just horror movies because we're doing Maximum Overdrive tomorrow or today. Today we recorded this Wednesday.
When are these? These are Thursday at 8:30.
Thursday at 8:30. Every other Thursday.
Every
at
other
8:30.
Thursday. Okay.
But we're doing Maximum Overdrive, which is
You should give me enough advance, and I can get someone to guest host at Killers because I would love to do that.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
love-
great.
I love roasting things, you know that, and I love horror movies.
Well, I
So
like
please
to-
put me on one of the October ones.
yeah. No, what I like to do is I'll just reach out to who I want to be guest, and then be like, "What movie would you like to do?"
Yeah.
And then we'll see if that'll work. I have a list of movies that I would love to
Yeah.
do.
By the way, take notes, people. That's in show business. How you get things done. You just ask someone to be on their show. That's,
Yeah.
You just beg and put them on the spot in front of a live audience. Like,
D-
hey, by
not
the way,
even
yeah,
in a
put me on
live-
your October. I don't want to do
live audience. Just, hey,
the facade.
hey.
What are you talking
me
about?
on the show.
It's a beautiful Thursday. Actually, I think it's supposed to rain on. It's a rainy Thursday out. So you know.
I hope it rains right. But have you ever heard of
Friday.
Maximum Overdrive?
No. Okay. Wait. Is that the one with the truck? That's not the one based on the Stephen King novel where the truck is
novel?
following around.
No, this is Stephen King wrote this for the screen, and this is his one and only movie directing.
Oh, so it's not based on a book, but it is
Yes.
Stephen King. It's the one with the 18-wheeler that follows.
This is the one where all machines in the world, because of a comet passing by, come to life and want to murder everybody. Stephen King has gone on record and said he didn't know what he was doing because he was, and I quote, coked out of his mind.
Stephen King was?
Yes.
That's so funny. Yes. That makes so much sense.
Yes. When asked...
So it's awful. I mean, it's bad.
So throughout the week, I like to watch the movie before the show. I've watched it 1.5 times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna watch it again tonight. I cannot get through the movie without rewinding it over and over again just to watch a scene again. And
who's in it? Is there anyone of...
One of the challenges that I'm going to post, or one of the challenge, well, I don't want to, if anybody listens to this and then does the challenge, I'm not going to believe you. So one of the challenges I want to do is...
There's no way to track that, by the way.
Emilio Estevez stars in it, and I dare anybody to name who else stars in this movie. And I'll give you the course of the movie to answer this question.
Well, can't they just Google that?
Good luck.
Really?
I cannot. No. I looked like IMDb. There's the cast list and everything like that, but there's Emilio Estevez, and that's who stars in this movie. There's really nobody else, nobody else of merit.
It's just cars and trucks.
Oh my god, it's so.
What's
bad.
the movie I'm thinking of where the 18-wheelers following the person on the road trip? They cut off an 18-wheeler, and it's just like a horror movie.
You might be thinking of well, I don't know.
I think it's Stephen King.
I remember Jeepers Creepers that happened or something.
No. It's like a whole. Jake, do you know a movie I'm talking about at all?
Yeah, he doesn't.
I saw it with my dad. All right.
I saw it with my dad.
More Googling. Stephen King. 18.
Oh, by Stephen King, Emilio Estevez was not his first choice to star in the movie. His first choice was Bruce Springsteen. I have no idea why.
Maybe it was Spielberg.
Also, AC/DC does the soundtrack for it. And not the soundtrack, they score the movie.
No.
It's weird because they...
AC/DC?
AC/DC scores the movie, but it's like a kid just got killed, and then just next scene, and there's power. Wow.
Isn't it weird how just rock and roll is just saturated into every form of art or entertainment back in the... There's a game over at Free Play, and it's an Aerosmith game where Aerosmith gets kidnapped by terrorists, and so you're shooting people with Aerosmith CDs to save Aerosmith from terrorism, which I guess is an issue. It's the Steven and there. Oh my God, there's cutscenes with Steven Tyler telling you. There's cutscenes with Steven Tyler, and he hands you the CDs and he says, "Fight with the power of music." And it is everything.
I'd be lying.
And it's really fun too. It's one of the
free play after this.
Oh, it's one of the games. It's one of the games with the gun to the attached to the machine, so you're shooting at the screen, except you're just shooting
CDs. Dude. It's weird, and I'm sure there's a story behind that where it's
he literally reaches out of the fake arcade machine, he comes out of the TV on the screen onto there, and then fake hands it to you through the It's like
and
the
you have
weirdest.
To reach and grab it yourself.
Yeah, so they're already saying there's 3 levels to this Aerosmith terrorism universe. There's 3 different.
Meta.
It's a multiverse.
It's real meta.
There's a multiverse, and inside of one of these bubbles of this universe, Aerosmith is worth ISIS's time. That's the thing.
I've been watching a lot of The Flash from CW lately. Don't ask me why. That's not important.
Is that the live one?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's
Don't people like it? Hasn't that been running
and here's the
for
thing,
a while?
I like it, but here's the thing that I tell people: if you want to watch it, do not, under any circumstances, ask the questions. Well, what if they? Or, well, what about that one thing? You're not going to have a good time if you question anything that happens in the show.
A lot of loose ends.
Just enjoy it. Just take it in. A lot of loose ends and a lot of like the good guys will be driving. Bad guy attacks the good guys, but the good guys just fall out of the car. And then next scene, that didn't there's no continuation of that scene or the bad guy just boned out apparently. Who knows?
Why can't DC figure it out?
I have no idea. I really want them to because they have great stories and great comics.
You think Shazam's going to save DC?
A lot of people are saying it's going to
trying
save DC. I think it has a lot of great changes because a big part of Batman versus Superman and Justice League is they were told, the writers were told explicitly, no jokes.
Yeah.
We want this serious. We want it Dark Knight.
Yeah, and it's
no joke. Yeah, because a lot of the fun for Marvel movies is, oh wait, they're fun.
Yeah. They humanize the superhero a bit.
but those are just such a slog.
You know how many
to get
comics
through.
could have work? Because if DC would just, hey, punch this up a little bit. 'Cause
Oh,
there
yeah.
were so many. That's what me and Lauren were talking about. There's so many moments in Wonder Woman. I was like, dude, I could have punched that moment up like
Yeah.
great. The one where they're in the boat or something and they're like cuddling and they just like left it off on like not even her saying. I was like, man, this is like that's a missed opportunity right there.
Just have just a wide shot, and then you can ADR a line in.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's-
And Shazam just seems like they're trying to do too much Marvel. But,
yeah,
I mean,
but at the same time, like if it works, it works. I don't like Marvel's printing money at this point.
it's gonna be crazy. I mean, it's already so saturated. I'm interested to see. I mean, I guess if you just keep. I mean, eventually though, you run out of new superheroes to make movies of, or
they
new
just need,
ideas. It has to fall off again.
Right. Do you see Tom Cruise got cast as Green Lantern?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Don't act like you're not excited. I'm
not
excited.
excited about
I'm
short
so excited.
Green Lantern.
He doesn't appear short. Yeah, everybody knows he's short off screen. On screen, 6'2". Who cares?
Yeah, just shoot him like we did the opposite of the Hobbit.
I think we've talked about this before. If I have to pay $10 every 6 months to watch Tom Cruise run at a dead sprint and ride a motorcycle, then I'm going to do that every 6 months.
Didn't you guys go see Mission Impossible and Zach fell asleep?
No, we saw Jurassic World 2 and Zach fell asleep.
Okay.
He fell asleep at an inopportune time and then moaned at an inopportune time.
Really? So
Yes.
did everyone
It
hear
was like a very serious thing, and then out of nowhere.
Did I moan or snore or anything during the Meg?
And we go, what was that, Zach? No, you were just. I wasn't even sure you were asleep until the end of the movie. We all got up, and then we looked over, and you were just there, to the point where we even got like tons of pictures.
Yeah, there were pictures. Yeah, and we tagged Jason Statham and let him have my review. I'm sure he totally viewed that.
Oh yeah, he sees everything.
I don't, dude.
Here's the thing about the Meg. If
it was
anybody
slow
else,
too. It started slow.
If anybody else was cast in that movie, save The Rock, it wouldn't have worked. Like Jason Statham carries the movie just because it's like, oh, that's Jason Statham fighting a shark. Like I'm gonna watch that.
But you said he never punched the shark, right?
I want to say he never full on punched the shark.
What do
He
you
did
mean
get 1-on-1 out of a sub, just me and him and the shark.
But he didn't punch it.
I don't want to say he punched
That
it.
movie sucks,
Yeah,
dude. That movie
that's the one thing I
sucks.
want. I was excited to see it just because one of my favorite movies, and this is going to be on Movies at the Monk at some point, is Deep Blue Sea. It's one of my favorite movies.
Dude, you should do Waterworld.
I love Waterworld.
You should do Waterworld.
We were talking about Kevin Costner. Me and my ex, like way back when, we were talking about Kevin Costner or something like that. And she couldn't remember who it was. And I was like, Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner, the postman, Kevin Costner. She's like, I have no idea who you're talking about. And then finally she goes, oh, Waterworld's Kevin Costner? And I was like, I guess.
Yeah, all right. Let's go with that.
I'm sure he's not psyched that
Not
that's the one
Field
that
of
you
Dreams or
right. But then
was he in Dances with Wolves or something? Or?
yeah, that was one. There was a kid
I don't
in
know
high
how
school.
I know that. I don't even know if I have seen Dances. I've seen it like once, twice.
There was a kid in high school one time, and he this had to have been a bit, but he did it so perfectly because we were talking about Tom Hanks. He was like, "Oh, I don't know who Tom Hanks is." And we're like, "Saving Private Ryan." No, I don't know. Forrest Gump, and like we're just naming every Tom Hanks movie, and then
You
out
ready
of nowhere,
for my hot take?
out of nowhere, he just goes, "Oh, you mean the guy from The Burbs?"
Burbs.
The Burbs?
Wow. I'm not a big Tom Hanks guy.
Really?
Like, I know he's a good actor. I get that. But he's also kind of like always Tom Hanks. It's kind of a milk toasty like guy. I don't know. Other than Forrest Gump, I feel like
America's
Saving
Dad.
Private Ryan is Tom Hanks' best movie, and I don't even think it's really a Tom Hanks movie.
Not a fan of
then
America's
he just made a bunch
Dad.
of other crappy movies about airports or whatever. You know, like
The
that's
Terminal was fantastic.
boring, dude. I don't even.
Boring. It's
movie,
got
man.
heart.
See,
He's in a
get
struggle.
all that
He
wholesome.
makes-
Get
Yeah,
that out of my
exactly.
face,
You
dude.
just
I don't
don't
want to
like-
feel
Why
things.
don't you like happy things?
I just
don't
don't
like
wanna
joy.
Feel.
I had
No.
fun once. It was awful.
Yeah, it was. I didn't enjoy it. It's no good, dude. No, Saving Private Ryan was tight, but people are blowing up. And
That's kind of a bummer example.
dude, my life is just so good. I have too many happy moments, you know. So I
high
gotta
five and
like,
a million
yeah,
angels every
exactly,
day.
Exactly.
I don't need it.
Exactly. No, I don't need all this happy. You know, I got to balance it out.
Happy ending. Get out of
The
here.
best Tom Hanks, Catch Me If You Can, and that's just because it's a great movie with Leo.
That was a great movie. That was such a great movie. Was it Abernathy? Was his name?
I just don't know if I'm a big Tom Hanks guy, dude.
Who else do you not like? Because Tom
Who do
Cruise,
I not like
Tom
or
Cruise,
who do I like?
Tom Cruise, you didn't seem too psyched about, and I'm a big Tom Cruise fan.
Tom Cruise, like first 2 Mission Impossibles, like, yeah, I'm all for it, Tom. You know, like
Okay.
Top Gun Tom, like, yeah.
That's the weirdest thing. First 2 Mission Impossible, because
Wasn't 3 the marriage one?
okay, so I'll break down the Mission Impossible series. So the
Please,
first
don't.
one was just straight action, like it was supposed to be America's James Bond,
And it was
and
dope.
it was good. It was
yeah.
great. Yeah, Mission Impossible 1 was great. John Woo got his hands on Mission
The
Impossible
opening
2.
scene where his whole crew dies, like,
Yeah.
that's so dope.
Yeah.
That was fun for spy
Yeah,
movies.
it's thrilling. And then at Mission Impossible 2, that's where John Woo was the director. And he started throwing doves in the shootouts and stuff like that. And the storyline was off the rails crazy. So then they lost hope at Mission Impossible. So they gave it to
Maybe I mean 3.
they gave it to Bad Robot production, which is J.J. Abrams.
Yeah,
J.J. Abrams directed Mission Impossible 3, and that's when the series turned around. That was
Okay,
the
then
one
maybe I
with,
mean 3.
with Philip Seymour Hoffman was the bad guy.
Yes,
He was
yes.
such a
That one
great
was
bad
dope.
guy in that one. And then there was the next one was Ghost Protocol, which was widely regarded as the best Mission Impossible because it was
I
fantastic.
don't know if I remember Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
I'm sure I might have seen it.
Ro-
Okay.
it's the one where he was on the tall building, like scaling up the tall
Maybe I
building.
just get
had to run
burnt
up.
out when you get to 6, and I'm like
Ugh.
not sure if it.
Well, 5 was Rogue Nation, and it took a dip a little bit.
Which one's the marriage one?
This is the third one. Yeah, he got married, and then Ghost Protocol. At the end of 3, they had to split for her safety.
Yeah.
For safety. And then 5 Rogue
Wasn't
Nation
that around
took
the
a dip.
same year as like Mr. and Mrs. Smith too? So I think at
A
that
little
point
bit,
I was
yeah.
like, all right, we
No,
get it.
Go back and watch.
Spies marry.
You have to watch Ghost Protocol because it's the greatest.
Okay, I'll rewatch Ghost.
And
Protocol.
then Rogue Nation you have to watch because it directly deals with Fallout, which Fallout was phenomenal movie. Like
Is that
I
the
can't
newest?
stress I can't stress enough. This was 100% the best.
So
in the
out of all
series.
your summer movies that you've been pushing for, Mission Impossible is the best out of the Meg, Mission Impossible, and Jurassic World.
I would say Mission Impossible. Yeah, it was
by far.
Yeah.
Right? How was the new Jurassic Park saying?
It was good. I liked it a lot. It did a lot of interesting things.
So
with the
explain to
series and
people
stuff
what
like
you're
that.
doing right now with your bit, just in some that you were doing with summer movies.
Okay, so we're
because it's coming to a close, right?
Yeah, a lot of us in the group chat. We have a lot of people in a group chat.
It's a
between-
comedian
yeah,
group chat. A lot
comedian
of the
group
people
chat.
you've seen in the show.
So
have
then,
been in that
towards the
group chat.
start of the summer, like 3 months before the movie was released, I just started asking, "So, what do you guys think of Jurassic World 2?" And they're like, "I don't know. I don't really care."
Yeah.
So then we like somebody would get in an argument or something like that. So, I don't care what they say. Like I'm not having it. And
It
I
would
go,
be a
"Yeah,
huge
but it would be a
comedian
huge
argument
comedian
about
argument
something, you know,
about something somebody
trivial or
said."
stupid, or
And then I just asked, "But did you ask them what they thought about Jurassic World 2?"
and it became like a bit,
It
like
became a bit where they hate it. They were like, "We don't care about Jurassic World 2." And it was a huge thing. And then I went out and I went and saw Jurassic
someone
World 2.
changed your name in the group chat to "Dinosaurs Are Dead," Kirk.
Yeah,
get over it.
Get over it. Yeah. And then, so the plan was I was going to just lay low, just keep interjecting with Jurassic World 3 for 3 months. And then I was going to see the movie. And what happened was I told everyone, like, all right, I'm going to go see Jurassic World 2. Watched the movie, got out of the movie. And then I just messaged, "Hey, we're going to Buffalo Wild Wings. Does anybody want to come?" And just ignored that I saw the movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so I think it was you. You were like, whoa,
Wait,
no,
I'm not gonna let you do this. No,
How was the movie? And then,
I think you deflected it again
and I was like, no. The plan was I was
for someone
I was
to
just gonna
ask.
wait,
Like,
and then wait for somebody to ask and go, "It was What do you think about Mission Impossible though?"
and then go to the next. It went from Jurassic World to Mission Impossible to the Meg.
To the Meg, and now it's the Predator. Did you see the most recent trailer?
Stop.
Did you see the most recent? This isn't a bit anymore.
Are we allowed to show trailers, Jake? Is that a thing? No. Let me pull it up without sound.
Okay.
The most recent.
But don't
Or
pull
I
it out
guess-
with it. No, you want the full effect. I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let
What are you
you
talking about?
sabotage your own viewing of Predator.
My own viewing.
Because this is.
No, then I'll turn it up. I just can't. It won't pick up on the.
I'm
we
not.
c- we can't-
I'm saying you need to watch it with sound.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
What the?
I mean, they can't see it, so I'm fine, right?
Okay.
Jake? I don't know.
But no. So this is directed by Shane Black, who did Kiss Kiss
Okay.
Bang Bang, Iron Man 3. He.
Is it coming out around Halloween? I'm guessing.
He did all the
'Cause-
Lethal Weapon movies. He's a phenomenal writer, director. So he's directing this. He was actually in the first Predator, and he was the first man killed by the Predator. So this is him kind of coming back to the series.
What's
and-
it? Key and Peele?
Keegan, yeah, Keegan
Michael
Peele.
Keegan.
Keegan
Michael
Michael Keegan.
Keegan.
Keegan Michael Keegan. Yeah, that sounds about right. But this looks like like I'm genuinely excited about this movie, and not just because I love horror movies or anything like that. And this is a classic. I will say though, I was excited for Alien Covenant, and that turned out to be less than stellar.
I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Alien Covenant was weird.
It was weird because
There was the one really cool scene where they all get murdered in like masses in that stadium or whatever. I don't remember the context of the scene, but
it was him coming to the engineers' homeworld and stuff like that. There was a lot of that whole series because Alien.
I need to watch this again. But
Yeah,
the
Alien,
Predator looks cool.
right? And there's a mega predator that shows up. Anyway, so there's Alien was good. Everything was great. It's classic.
So are they
It's
doing this so
fantastic.
they can bring back Alien vs Predator? Is that the
I
plan?
really hope so. I don't think Ridley Scott's down for that because what he's doing, Ridley Scott
Which
directed the
one's
first
Ridley
one.
Scott's doing Alien, right?
Yeah,
He's
well,
Alien,
he
yeah.
directed the first one, and then James
Right.
Cameron directed the second one, which a lot of people are like Aliens. If I want somebody to get into Aliens, I make them watch the second one.
Yeah.
because it's more fun.
Yeah.
And then Alien 3, I think Alien 3 was that was David Lynch that directed that,
That
or
was,
David Fincher.
It wasn't David Lynch. It was
David Fincher.
David Fincher.
Yeah, David Fincher directed the third one. Is that the one that Joss
It's like
Whedon?
David Lynch. No,
Is that the one that David? Is that the one that Joss Whedon wrote too?
possibly.
Yeah, it was the one where they were on the prison planet.
And then what was after 3 again?
Resurrection.
Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection. Wait, Alien 3. Yeah, Alien 3 was she was on that prison.
And then they started doing the Prometheus thing.
And then Prometheus, which originally like was gonna be a prequel to Alien straight, and then he was like, no, I want to make it its own thing. So then he made it Prometheus. But then he still put
There's so
in
much, dude. This
yeah.
is where I get
Oh my
confused with
God.
all this. Is once you run out of like the story arc, then you do the prequels and all
Right.
the origin stories after the fact,
Mhm.
just to like cash in and like sometimes it's. I mean, Prometheus was kind of right
It
until
wa-
the end.
it
It
was
was like
kinda,
it was fun
because
I mean,
you wanted like and me personally, like of course
it was real slow sci-fi.
yeah, it was slow sci-fi. It was very existential. It was very thought-provoking sci-fi, and
Right.
I personally love that.
I
Not a lot
do.
of people do.
I
Like,
do, but if you're in it for Alien, you're like,
exactly.
you know what I
And
mean?
that-
Like,
and I think that's what
I
a lot of
enjoyed if
people
I'm ready
say.
for that. You know, if
Yeah.
I'm ready to sit in on that. But if I
Right.
think like if I have any undertone of what it's supposed to be with the preconceived notion of
Mhm.
what I know that is, which is thinking it's an alien movie and
Mhm.
walking in and it's like not that at all.
Right. I think the marketing kind of dropped the ball on that because
Yeah, it's weird. But how do you even push that? You know what I
Right.
mean? How do you say like you're
and
doing
that's
that?
something that I preach 100% and I push so hard is go into a movie with no
Expectations,
expectation or preconceived notions or anything like that. Like adjust your expectations and just enjoy it for like what it is rather than what you wanted it to be. And
Right.
because anytime I hear somebody like I didn't like it because I was just wanting blah blah blah, I was like, well then what was there that you did like and stuff like that. So that Prometheus is one of the movies that really like kicked that off for me because
Mhm.
the more I watched it, the more I was like, okay, this is actually a pretty good movie.
So Alien vs Predator, give us one we deserve. Well,
Right.
the
If
last
you
one was
want-
like in 2000, early 2000, right, or something.
Oh God, yeah,
It
Requiem,
was terrible.
Alien Requiem, Alien vs Predator, and Requiem. That's one that I really want to do for movies at the moment. I don't know if I can because no nudity in the movies at the moment.
Oh, that stinks.
That's all right because more people can go. Violence, who cares? But
I'm trying to think of other like really good like bad films you could do.
I got a great suggestion for Blank Check.
Yes, that's
you
where
remember
the
that one?
kid gets the blank check and
Yeah.
he writes himself
Oh.
that right. And Sinbad, is Sinbad
yeah.
in it, or is that My Date with the President's Daughter?
That's Date with the President's Daughter. He might
which
be
is
in both,
another
who knows?
good bad one.
Do you remember Carpool at all? I want to say it was Tom Arnold. Yeah, it was Tom Arnold and I can't remember his name,
I
but
do not.
Tom
remember
Arnold
Carpool.
is like a robber and he like jumps into a van with I can't remember his name, but then a bunch of kids in the back and hijinks ensue. That'd be a phenomenal one.
I don't remember that one. A lot of those. I mean, dude, Johnny Tsunami,
Oh,
Brink, dude, Brink.
Gleaming the Cube.
Brink would be a good one, or like
Mhm.
Smart House. You remember Smart House?
You're getting into Disney.
The Disney.
Disney
Some of
movies.
those are like good, bad, terrible.
I love Johnny.
This is how I have to
Tsunami.
do it. I have to break them down in categories. Then I'll go to
Yeah.
horror. Then I'll go to.
That's how I do it too.
How
A
are
lot
you
of-
getting all these? You going to like Movie Trading Co. or online?
Movie
or?
Trading Co. online, whatever. So what we're gonna start doing is, once we get kind of a bigger audience, what I want to do is every movie or every month we have a charity. We pick a charity, and if we have a lot of audience participation, because like we're watching the movie, we're making fun of the movie, but then people will help us make fun of the movie, which I totally support. What I want to do
Are
is
you recording this?
not yet, because we are showing a movie, so we can't like video record it. But I don't know if we're gonna. I would like to.
I meant like an audio recording.
Yeah, I
like
would
a
like.
podcast.
What I would like to do is make an audio recording, and then like maybe podcast type situation where we say like, all right, we're hitting play 1, 2, 3, and then you play our audio when you're watching the movie at home.
Right.
That'd be fine. But we have a lot of audience participation. What I would like to do eventually, if we get a big enough audience, is once a month we pick a charity, and when we watch the movie, if you want to make a comment, or if you want to have something that you want to add, if you did research on your own and there's anything you want to say on mic, $1, and all proceeds go to a charity
Nice.
of our choice.
Cool.
And best comment, we'll convene at the end of the show. Best comment or best addition to the movie that was said on mic, you win the movie itself.
You could even also do that through people tweeting you too.
Yeah,
during
I
the
want to
movie,
do it.
you
I
know
want to
what
set up
mean?
a Twitter
Like a live
and
tweet
have
thing.
people live tweet, and I'll read off the tweets. I love audience participation, because I think of us more like somebody on the.
Is it just you doing this?
It's
Like, and
me.
you always have a guest.
Me, Mark Zimmer, Deep
Right,
Wax.
Mark,
He's
yeah.
he's there, and then I pick the guest. So yeah,
Yeah, Mark. I've heard of him.
yeah,
I know.
you know, but no, I'm because think of it, we are our event page. Somebody commented today, and I need to respond to it. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. They commented, so what? You guys just talk over a movie? I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly the bit.
You nailed it. But think of it more like, yes, we're talking about a movie, but think of it like you're just watching a bad movie with your friends and you're making fun of the bad movie together.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I'll
fun.
accept nobody wants to watch somebody talk over a movie, but if you're watching a bad movie with your friends, then by all means, like everybody just rip it straight.
It's fun. It's it's just hard. I've seen these, like I said, we tried to do one at NTCF or at the Monk one time for NTCF. And it did okay. I know they tried to do it at Dusty's for a while, which is the most non-conducive.
They did it at like midnight, I think, though.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
8:30.
8:30, Bearded Monk. I want by all means everybody come in, everybody join in with us.
It's a hard thing to pull off, but if people
fun
are
stuff.
willing to, if the audience is willing, it's a fun time.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And that's the thing. I want the audience to have a good time. And like I said, I do the research, so I'm constantly giving you.
Maybe
fun
part of
facts
your
about the
promotion
movie.
should be letting people know, though, it's a bad movie at the Monk. So when they do come in, you know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Like when they do come in, they don't come in.
Oh yeah,
thinking
like I
you're
said, I'm gonna respond to that person, and then I'm gonna. This is all and this is exciting because it's all learning.
Who was that
experience
person?
on-
We could just call them out. We could shame them,
Yeah.
call out culture.
Yeah, this is a
We need to write a movie.
finish your cartoon. and
Majority
we'll write a
report.
movie. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
Is it-
finish my cartoon, then we'll write a. Cartoon's going good.
is it?
Yeah, we actually met with like some some dudes, Isaac and Andrew out here. They're super dope. They worked
Yeah.
with they worked on Southpaw and stuff. They've been in the film industry for like
Yeah.
a while. They're dope.
That's fantastic. I mean,
They helped us with production scheduling, which is
Yeah.
such a, you know what, for a cartoon, it's weird.
if you're ever feeling beat down on like the process of like, oh, I'm trying to get this thing started or anything, read into any backstory on like probably most shows and be like, yeah, we just had an idea and we just shot like South Park. Do you like the?
And you know how long South Park took, so that makes me feel
Oh
a
yeah,
little
no,
bit better.
well, yeah, but that's the thing is like they made a short and then it just got around and then
It's
eventually
been
like it's astounding how anything gets made.
It's been like 3 months. We've started designing some characters. Richie has a lot of music. I'm on page 34 of a pilot, meaning it's going to be a long pilot because I still have some things to finish, and I'll probably get done by the end of this. That would have been 3 months to write the first episode.
yeah.
I still need to go back and change a lot of dialogue. Once we do voiceovers, we're going to see what flows better.
Yeah,
Because I have been trying to, because me and Richie are the two main characters, so I have been trying to write, like I try and write for Richie. You know what I mean? I try and write things
Right.
Richie would say or jokes Richie would do.
I'm sure once you're like one-on-one, things start just flowing, and ad-lib's a big part.
Well,
of it,
yeah,
I'm
because
sure.
when we were first doing it, I was realizing that I was writing just things I would say for both characters. I'm like, well, that doesn't develop anything. You
Right.
know? It just seems like a really one-sided ordeal. But, I mean, dude, it's a lengthy process.
Yeah,
But it's, like, the most fun I'm having writing right now.
perfect.
Also, I need to get back on writing stand-up. I bought, like, so many of those writing prompt books with just prompts to help
Oh,
hopefully
did
get
you?
the juices. Dude, yeah. hopefully get some juices flowing and get some new material too. Because I've realized that these past 3 months I spent so much time writing on cartoon, thinking about dialogue jokes and like situational humor, that it has kind of taken away from. It's a different kind of joke writing.
It really is.
It's a different way of presenting. That's
you can
obvious.
set up the situation like visually and contextually, but in stand up you have to spell out the entire situation.
Stand-up's weird. And I realize I think this past like 6 months, I think I've just been thinking about it too hard.
Yeah.
There's too many things I don't give a chance that are funny, and I'm just like, I don't know. There's
That's
so many things I write off because I want to be better, but that's not making me better. Is writing off thoughts like that.
And that's something that I've had to just let go of, is because I did the same thing. Where it's like, I don't personally kind of like this, so I'm just gonna get rid of it completely. Kind of just letting go and going to an open mic and just throwing it out there anyway.
Yeah, stand-up's hard, dude.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing.
It's weird. Like, it is weird. Like, I did a show at J&J's last week, and I just decided, I have no idea. Like, 10, 15 minutes before I went up, I was like, you know what? Just for like 3-4 minutes, just talk at whatever's on your mind. And that was probably some of the best.
I've been doing a lot of that lately, and that's actually, that either
it sets up
either
a
goes
more
great or
flow. Yeah,
exactly. And it depends what you're talking about, but I've kind of learned heavily to kind of have an opening that lets them know, like, hey, I see you.
Yeah.
Like, there isn't a divider here. This isn't TV. Like, I'm in this room with you. Acknowledge something about the town, the area, or the,
Yeah. Don't just go up and,
how they look.
Get into written material.
I've been doing a lot of that on the road where I just open up with something that is like, hey, I'm in the same area as you guys.
Yeah.
I'm here right now
more
with you in the
conversational,
moment.
relate, because at the end of the day, that's kind of what you should be doing, is relating to the crowd and letting them relate to you.
Right.
And I think that's an important part of it. And yet, like I said, just kind of letting go and seeing what sticks and going with it and ebb and flow of it all.
Yeah, that's I guess what makes the movie is the monk thing interesting too, is like you are infusing obviously movies and stand up, but you have to find a way with the charity thing. You're getting the audience involved too. You know what I mean? The dollar to like speak on the mic, and that's cool. It creates a whole. There's a that room is one at that point.
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
I want all of us to watch
a singularity
the movie together.
of a thing that everyone is a part of.
I want everybody to know that this movie. How much do you think Maximum Overdrive was made with budget-wise?
I have no idea.
$10 million. Do you know how much it made back in the United States domestic box office?
$2 million.
7.
Really?
It made $7 million.
Somebody, low. I don't know. I lowballed
the director of photography, a stunt went wrong in the movie, and the director of photography ended up losing his right eye and suing Stephen King for $18 million. So the lawsuit cost more than the budget.
Did he win the lawsuit?
They settled out of court because he lost an eye.
Yeah, but what they settle on?
They don't disclose what they settled on. But what he was suing for was more than what the movie made back and what the budget was combined for the movie for $18 million.
He can't even watch the movie with depth now.
Which, if you've seen the movie, you gotta have.
He's like, wow, this movie's flat.
You gotta. As director of photography, right?
Dude, that would suck. Dying like during a filming. Like, what's his name? Bruce Lee's son.
Brandon Lee.
Crow.
Was it Brandon Lee? I think it was
Brandon.
Brandon.
What happened there?
Blank and the gun misfired. Actually shot him.
With an actual bullet?
Not an actual bullet. It was like the blank misfired. So like a chunk of something got
it was like
shot.
Shrapnel or something.
A chunk of something got shot out.
Dude, that's so crazy.
Yeah. No, and the Twilight Zone movie. That was one of the biggest known ones. It was a helicopter crash, killed like 2-3 people in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen like every Twilight Zone. I don't think I've seen the movie.
Yeah, I think it was the Twilight Zone. I want to say it was the Twilight Zone movie. I know Stephen King Steven Spielberg directed it.
Yeah, that adds some weird facade. You know what I mean? That makes it so much when it's the Twilight Zone. You're like, oh yeah, of course someone died.
The Exorcist movie. The Curse of the Exorcist movie.
What's that curse? I know about the Curse of Superman.
Oh, the Curse of the Exorcist movie is like
5 minutes, Jake.
The girl, like the young actress died in the movie. A lot of people in the production started having weird stuff happen to them. A lot of deaths surrounding the movie and whatnot.
Just anyone that was in it.
Yeah,
the first one.
Yeah.
See, that's
people
creepy.
involved, people in the movie and stuff like that.
It's not even creepy. It's just a weird coincidence.
But it was used
just
as part of the
whenever it's
marketing
like,
of it. So
oh,
it's like,
absolutely.
Oh my God, yeah.
It makes it sell so hard, dude.
Marketing's
Like,
such a huge part of it. The Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch is what I was just thinking of
The
and what I was about
marketing
to
of it.
say, and how they kept those actors under wraps for such a long time.
Because they when they
It took a while for it to come out. Like it
yeah.
was like,
well, they premiered it at I think it was
'cause
Sundance Film Festival.
it is a real
It was like a festival,
legend, right?
Yeah.
It is a real legend.
I don't know if it's a real legend. or
Oh,
not.
okay.
But there was like a film festival, and they kind of like left some missing pictures
And this
around town
This
and
is
stuff
before
like that.
super high. This is like dial-up internet days.
Yeah. Dial-up internet.
There
so,
weren't really
so,
cell phones, so
so
you couldn't
word
get
got
out
around and
slowly though.
slowly got around. So I heard from it turned into an urban legend in and of itself. Like I heard from somebody who heard from somebody who heard,
Yeah.
like, that this actually happened.
See, I wonder how it affected the actual area it was supposed to be set in, if that's not an actual legend, because then if it does snowball into an actual thing, but then
Right.
these locals are like, well, we've never heard of this. Well, actually, I heard so-and-so, because people start.
Yeah, exactly.
Crap all
And
the
then this again, this is
That's
like
so
pre-dial-up.
It's so
days, stuff
smart, though.
like watch. I hate to dog on a movie like this, but watch Blair Witch Project now is not that great of a movie.
Nah, it's not that good.
It is.
Dude, it scared the crap
yeah,
out of me.
Absolutely,
Honestly, I wasn't scared of that movie until that last scene when the dude's in the corner, the girl's in the corner, and then the camera.
And that's the problem with the movie now is I wasn't scared until the end of the movie
And
when
now you
that
know,
happened.
and it's
And
like-
now A, you know, and B, you know that it didn't happen. So essentially, you're just
Yeah.
watching these actors just yell in the forest
Dude,
for like 2 hours.
That is, I think, the last movie I can remember as a kid that like kept me up because of that last scene.
Ooh, no. Darkness Falls.
Darkness Falls was good.
That kept me up because
Yeah.
I watched it before I lost my last baby tooth.
Darkness Falls. The Rings used to be, or The Ring. was-
Darkness Falls might be a good one. I have to go back and rewatch it, but it's still like, if I'm looking down a
has-
dark hallway, I'll
yeah.
still like have a flashback to like, oh yeah, that movie scared the crap.
Right. What about the movie where Paul Giamatti, or is it Paul Giamatti? It's the janitor that finds the mermaid. Isn't that an M. Night Shyamalan? The mermaid. It's not Paul
Oh,
Giamatti.
no, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll find it. I'll find it and let you know.
Oh,
you got any
Shape of Water. I know what you're talking
Shape of Water?
about. Won an Oscar.
Was it good?
It won an Oscar. It's supposed
That
to be
doesn't
good.
always mean good, right? I don't know.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
It does not at all. We'll have to get that.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen was
That won an Oscar?
It won an Oscar.
Okay, yeah. Point proven.
Best sound mixing.
You got any plugs?
Movies at the Monk. Thursday. What's tomorrow? The 6th. September 6th. Movies at the Monk, and then September 20th.
6th. So
So,
go to that. Check
Bearded
those
Monk.
out.
8:30. Movies at the Monk.
Speaking of Bearded Monk, I finally found our sponsor, Deep Wax's events. It was SIP for Sunshine. That's at the Bearded Monk this Saturday. Karma Yoga Denton will be meeting at the Monk at 11, hosting a class at Quakertown Park. Bags, players. So there'll be a cornhole tournament at Eastside, 11:30 to 20, and then at noon, a concert lineup at the Bearded Monk and Denton County Brewing featuring Sanford Black, Kind Beats, Superhero, Supervillain, Brave Little Hal, and Richard Haskins. Pint services will be on site. Live screen printing. My plugs, people. 9/11. I am going to be throwing a show at Backyard on Bell. We have Chris Tellez. He's a headliner from Austin coming out. He's absolutely hilarious. So check out that Backyard show. And then the next time you want to see myself perform, I am headlining Arlington Improv. That's a Thursday, September 20th. You can get the tickets on the Improv's website, or you can reach out to me personally and we can figure that out. I'm not sure how much they are. It's definitely not sold out, and I need people to fill that place out. So September 20th, Arlington Improv. Check that out. This was Nobody Knows. Mine is Richie Flo. Thank you, Kirk.
Absolutely.
Bye, people.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to invite you to join us on Facebook and check out our friends Deep Wax Productions as well as Classic of Denton.